So hello and welcome back to the channel. It's been a very long time since the last video, and I say that at the start of every video because I'm generally not one of these YouTubers that are putting out 2 videos a week or even 1 video a week at this stage. I do work for a living, and I'll just take you across to the North Sea and have a little look at the last rig I was on, a fairly new platform. I'll just let you have a little look around and I'll walk you around before we get into this massive video. So here we are then, starting out in the cinema room. A room that doesn't particularly get used a great deal, but one I sort of found myself in quite often. As you can see, we've got a massive projector screen, loads of seating, just a really good area to come and chill out after the end of the shift. You can see the PlayStation 4 in the left hand corner, and I was just doing a little bit of Gran Turismo Sport. Not particularly a game I've done a lot with, and obviously just using a controller. Moving on to the gym. Got to be one of the best gyms in the North Sea. I've never come across so much decent equipment. Definitely spent loads of time in here, as you can see. In the background we've also got a bit of Formula 1 on, just watching the Monaco Grand Prix while I'm working out. Loads of really modern cardio equipment and loads of bands. I've never seen so many bands in the gym. A good array of weights, lifting equipment. We've got pull-up bars. Really is a quality gym. Moving into the next area, this was the little games room that they've got. A couple of PCs set up. Obviously we've got another PlayStation 4, and as you can see, we are very much at sea. Just a life rescue boat out there bobbing away that looks after the rig all year round. 2 really good workout bikes with their own Dyson fans and wall mounted fans. And just in the far corner there we've got another Xbox. I think it's an S, but never really got around to that. Most of the games you see offshore are just football games. Obviously we've got the obligatory table tennis table and pool table, all the amenities really, darts, and I guess just another TV. And again, yeah, we are still at sea. I was trying to show you a little bit more of the outside of the platform, but it is a fairly new platform, so everything's nice and painted, as you can see. I thought it was initially the Colzean Platform, but it's the Kyalami Platform, which is a total installation. You can see the middle platform there's the production platform, and we're on the utilities quarter. Moving into the chill out lounge, I guess, the non-smoking lounge. Obviously looking out across the bridge. There is another platform behind that one. It is quite a big complex. I think it's a water injection platform, the other one. But some really nice views. You don't particularly see these open bay windows much in the offshore installations, but yeah, coming back inside, a couple of lazy boys and just somewhere to relax. Coming into the area that we'd spend most of your time eating your meals, the galley area. Obviously quite quiet throughout. This is like the morning shift, having come off the night shift, probably about 9:30 in the morning. And we usually keep all our flight suits in here just in case of an evacuation. And you've got the muster checker thing at the side. Moving upstairs on each of these landings, I think there's 6 floors here. They've all got these tea and coffee making facilities. Just quickly speed upstairs, get to the bedrooms, just show you where I spend probably a fair bit of time off shift, just sleeping. All quite modern bedrooms. The whole platform's really modern. Obviously you've got the night shift thing on my door. Moving inside, just my work bag on the right hand side there. Just closing that door nice and quietly for all the other people that are off shift. And then you can see one curtain closed, which is the other guy's bed. He's on shift at the minute, and the room's my own really, so TV at the bottom of each bed, but just trying to keep that segregation so he closes his curtain when he goes to work. Ensuite shower, as much as you're going to need really for guys working offshore, somewhere to get a nice hot shower at the end of your shift. And as you can see, just been to the gym, just back from the gym. So yeah, that's at work. So welcome back from that little tour, and as you can see, a very nice new platform. But yeah, let's get into this video, what we're going to be doing in it. I'm sure you remember from the last video that I put out when we were looking at Kyalami. I'll just have a look at the hot lap settings, the weather settings that I'm using, just in case you want to try and set a similar lap. They're the current settings I'm using, and I'm just going to try and do a lap in all the cars that are still outstanding with the setups that I created a long time ago, a couple of weeks back now, probably even a month ago. I created setups for all these cars. It's been that long since I sat behind the wheel. I've had a tiny little bit of a go just before I've started doing this video, but I am still trying to rest these bloody shoulders and get them back to how they should be. And I know that sim racing really does aggravate my shoulders. So I'm trying to do as little of that as possible at the minute. Obviously, we're waiting for this big 1.8 patch, and Daniel Arlotti also put out the little link. I'll try and add it somewhere with what's currently happening with the game. Obviously, we've got the new sort of start to the game with Untold Games taking over from DT3 or D3T. But yeah, hopefully 1.8 is coming very soon, if not September time. I think it said 2 months till the next update. I really did think I was coming on here and we were going to be using a different version of the game, but as you can see, we're still in 1.7.10.0. But yeah, let's get on with these setups, and I'm just gonna fly through them all as fast as I can and try and get somewhere near the lap time that I've been able to set up on the screen. Although I'm sure those lap times were set at 35 degrees, so I certainly would expect them to be a little bit quicker. I have made a tiny tweak. I'm sure if you look back and you remember the Ferrari setup, we were changing this traction control. If you're running something like 6 and 6 or 5 and 5, something like that, I can't remember what I was running, but just getting rid of traction control 2 and just trying to increase traction control 1, I would call it. So this was what I'm going to be using in this setup. I'm sorry, I will just go through and I'm just going to speed through these. You can download them and just let me know how you get on with them. Put some comments in the comment section whether they're working for you or not. Obviously, we're still in this version 1.7.10.0, so if and when it does move to the next version and you may be coming back and you're looking at this in version 1.8, these might not be working for you. So let's try and get on with this as fairly quick as we can. I do like to have this MFD up on the side. We'll just try and set a lap. Never had that issue before. Definitely getting quicker with it. More consistent maybe. There we go.
Well done, mate. Personal fastest lap.
God, that took a while getting there, didn't it? Ages to get there. So there we have it, the Aston Martin, a 141.7, and took a long time getting there. Really not sure what the issue is with the wired connection. I'm just going to disconnect that and reconnect it. It is a new cable, but I would like to think that that's not something that's going to keep happening. The last thing you want to do is to keep booting up your controller, if that's where you get your audio from anyway. So let's move swiftly. Let's return back to the garage. Just made that tiny change to the brake balance. I'll save that. So if you've looked over that setup, I'll go right from the beginning. Obviously the tyre pressures were getting a little bit hot towards the end. Just pause it where you need to. And again, a 141.757. If you wanted to look at the timetable, a number of laps there to be able to get anywhere near, and obviously not fastest sectors through everyone, so still a little bit quicker to go. Let's move to the Audi. Surely this should be pretty quick. And like I said, I'm not going to mess around with trying to find that perfect lap every time. I just want to be in the 141s. So this is going to be a very different driving experience. I'll fly through it same as before. And let's just get at it. A lot of cars to go through.
Go, go, go.
Like I said, this should feel very different. Take you a lap or two to get used to the difference. Holding on to them gears feels like a bit longer. Certainly feels different. If anything, it just feels like it's a lot of understeer, under braking, which isn't too much of a bad thing. A lot of understeer there, under braking. Still on the cusp of a 141. On a number of occasions I felt terrible. A little bit scrabbly at the rear. Terrible line that. Let's not mess about. Let's not mess about with these lap times. Just felt like it's over rotated a bit in that turn 1, which just means I'm coming off the brake with too much aggression. Just want to ease off that brake pedal. I just sort of got on the power too early there. I was, yeah, just not got the car rotated enough before I was flat. So I try and come down through the gears nice and smoothly, not too fast through the gears as much as we're wanting to use them to decelerate. Just unstables the car. See, it was terrible. Really quick through the gears. Not found a good line through there yet. Might be actually quicker through there.
Well done, mate. Your fastest lap so far.
I'm not even going to mess about on that. You can see straight away how much easier that is to get into the 141s. Absolutely just so easy. No real changes to anything there. Quite happy with how that performs. Let's move on to the next car. You can have a little look at the timetable if you wanted. That's how quick it was to get into the 141s. Not looking at setting any records during this video. I often find I spend hours and hours and hours trying to get a certain lap time, and then I probably get about 300 views for the video, so I'll certainly not mess around too much with these. Just jumping from one to the next car, and obviously the setups, I've spent a while doing them a while ago, so I didn't particularly think I enjoyed this one either. 141.3. I don't feel like that's going to be achievable, but we'll still go through it. As you can see, let's just jump in. I know the Bentley is a pretty good car overall.
Green light, give it all you can.
I don't know whether it feels different because you're changing to a different side of the car. Certainly feels like loads of understeer there. Definitely feisty. Got pretty good through there. Do like the Bentley, to be honest, does feel really good. Oh, so close. I think maybe when I had that little moment, totally put me off. Just a little bit loose at the rear of the car. Again, does feel pretty easy to drive.
Well done, mate. This has been your personal best.
Like I say, I'm not going to go mental on all these laps. As you can see, we're into the 141s. Last lap, I think it could be much quicker, to be honest. It was just a very easy lap. Felt like there's no time at all just to smash into the 141s. And very little time getting used to the car. Very, very stable. Happy with that under braking. So next car was the M6. We've done the M4. Just change that livery. That's horrible. There we go. Yeah, I'm sure the M6 was pretty tough last time. Obviously we've done the M4 in numerous videos. So there, it's only just a 141.9, so I can see me struggling with this one to get it into the 141s. But it got there eventually. I'd just be interested to see
Green light, go, go,
if
go.
it still feels as hard to drive. Just feels like a big car, the M6. I can feel my shoulder already not liking too much driving. Well, it does feel like there's a lot of grip in this car. Understeering. You can see the understeer is the issue, I think. So quite a way to go there.
Well done, mate. Personal best.
And I'm going to stop it there, guys. Might not be a 141, but just for the sake of not damaging my shoulder too much, and I want to just get through all these setups, so just trying to look over what we've got. Maybe a tiny bit of understeer. You could maybe just reduce the anti-roll bar a touch just to reduce some of that understeer. But it's always a balancing act from one car to the next. It really is. So what we got next? Done the Ferrari. I can't remember if we did the Honda or not. I think we did the Honda in the last video. So I will move straight to the Lamborghini. I think the Honda was really easy to drive. And if I remember rightly, I don't particularly think I enjoyed the Lamborghini. So I'll go through the settings now and then we'll not go through them again. So let's crack on with the Lamborghini.
Go, go, go.
Don't particularly think this suited my driving style. As much as it's in essence the Audi really. so much understeer through the wheel. Might be worth just changing the steering ratio. It's the first car where I feel a little bit disconnected with what I'm doing with the wheel and what the car's actually doing. I think that shows in that lap time. Let's return to this garage. Just make sure we did load that. Let's just reduce that. Feels like I'm turning the wheel and it's a long time before the Lamborghini is actually doing anything. Just looking for a bit more response. I think that speaks for itself, doesn't it? Just a slight adjustment there.
Well done, mate. This has been your personal best.
So yeah, surprising. Surprising how quickly that went into the 121s, 141s, sorry. So we'll just make a save on that one. And obviously we've gone through the setup already, don't need to look at that. Could just look at the timetable there. Pretty similar lap times, sector times that you'd be looking for. I certainly think there's probably a 140 in one of these setups. It's literally how much time have you got to spend to try and find that setup, to try and find that lap time, nailing every single sector. And I really can't emphasize the coming sort of off the brake pedal with some smoothness. Really does make a huge difference to how the car rotates through the sort of the last portion of the braking phase.
Green light,
I
green
never
light.
liked
Go,
this
go, go.
big column here as well on the left hand side of the car. Sounds like a beast. Feels a little bit lighter through the wheel. Very tinny engine. Not the best. Didn't feel like a good exit. Terrible. Really don't want to clatter that curb on the way in. It certainly does feel like the car slows quickly. Oh, totally out of shape.
Detected.
It certainly feels like a very different car that we've driven so far. Yep, it's getting right on my tits. I've got no idea why it's doing that. It's just cutting out the audio. Maybe I have to try it in a different port. So the brake pedal definitely does a lot more turning with this car.
Your lap time is in.
Felt pretty good up until then. As you'll notice, I'm not using the traction control 1 and 5 that I usually change with the wheel, just keeping it simple in this video. Actually staying fourth. slightly early change. So definitely a 141 on here. As you can see, it runs the curves pretty well as well. Probably staying second there as well. Oh,
well done, mate. Personal fastest lap.
I'd like to think we could better that.
Well done, mate. Your fastest lap so far.
Oh, so 141.7 is proving to be pretty typical. I'd like to think you could get 130s, 140s, 139s, mid sectors, and a 130 dead. But I think we're rifling through these now. Maybe got my eye in a little bit more. 141.6. The McLaren. Not the best livery. That's not too bad, is it? 141.5. And I think these are when I've spent maybe an hour, 2 hours in each car really. And you really do build more of an understanding as to how each car performs best, what gear to be in. You can see there I've done 30 laps to reach that lap time. So yeah. Sorry if I've rifled through those quite quickly, didn't I? I'll maybe come back.
Green light, give it a look again.
So we can see the engine map. I'm not sure if I had used that engine map. One, it's quite low. Feels so much better without that big A-frame from the window in the Lexus. Let's try traction control 3. Certainly got some rotation though. Really is another one of those cars that coming off the brake pedal is so important. Terrible lines through there. But for all this car's screaming away, it just feels so slow.
Well done, mate. Personal best.
Well, a very similar lap time, I think, to all the other cars really. So just go into that setup. Traction control 5, so it was originally on. So I think we had 3. So I thought I maybe did hit something during that initial startup. That's where we ended up. I'll save that. So traction control 5 may be a better option. So onto the... And like I said, I don't think this is a particularly good car for me. Go through those for you.
Green light, go, go, go.
I'll just double check that. Return to garage. And traction control 7. It is, I'll just keep pushing the buttons on the wheel and it's changed to traction control 1, which is obviously what I did in the McLaren. So traction control 7 then. Just have to get used to the steering in each of these cars. So different. How much the car turns with how much the wheel turns. Already it feels so much different. So much understeer, and I really do hate that little bit of curb. So much torque, hardly using any of the gear. very early on in the lap. Just that 26.8 on that front tyre. So much understeer. It feels like I can brake much later in this car. Look at the difference. Look at the difference that little tweaks made to the brake balance. Just really got the rear end snapping.
Well done, mate. Your fastest lap so far.
Again, I'm just not gonna waste too much time trying to get that best lap. Obviously you can see that middle sector, I think we're struggling in the middle sector and struggling a tiny bit in sector 1. I think we can brake later in sector 1. Sector 3 is not too bad. So just flying through that setup again. Maybe we could do with a tiny tweak on the brake, on the tyre pressures. Nothing else really stands out too much to me, but not a car I particularly enjoy driving, Mercedes. As you can see, getting very hot in the cheeks. And that's it. That's all of them. The other cars are in the last video. Not sure what this is, but just to end on. Obviously we've probably hit nearly a 2-hour video here, but it's good to be back. It's good to be back doing another video. Hopefully I'll try and edit it down somewhat, so if some of the sections probably wondering what I'm talking about, I'll probably try and thin this video down quite a bit, or else we're going to be watching a heck of a long time, and people don't particularly tend to watch these long videos. It's quite tedious watching someone go around lap after lap after lap. But yeah, thanks for watching as always. Thanks for sticking with the channel. Obviously content is very slim at the minute, but yeah, some people have to work. We can't all live this life of YouTube creation. But yeah, until next time, thanks for watching. Ciao for now.